Okay, so we went through that the most important thing in a romance, or what a romance is the tension. And so this is part 2. Go to the playlist on my page by clicking my name and then playlist. You click my name in the top right hand corner. That's not my name, it's someone else's, but that's where my name will be. And then go to playlist and you can see the playlist for romance. Okay, so the first thing we do is we introduce the two characters. You can write it from, a multiple character point of view, where you have the point of view of the female and the point of view of the male, and you can switch and alter back and forth between them if you want. Usually the way it's done though is just from the female's point of view or just the male's point of view. There's not very many romances from just the male's point of view. Most of them are from the female's point of view. So you introduce the characters and they start to get to know each other a little bit. Depending on the story, this can happen so many different ways, but it's important that the romance centers around the two main characters, the hero and the heroine, or the heroine. And you want to try to build that tension as soon as possible, the possibility of love. That, for instance, maybe she's physically attracted to him and notices he's good looking, but she's not interested in him for whatever reasons. Maybe it's because she doesn't think he's her type because he's of a lower class than her or a higher class than her, so she's not worthy of him. Or maybe it's because he's older than her, way too old for her. That's the case in my romance I'm working on. Is my main character? She's 22 and she thinks he's like around 30. That's about how he looks to her, but he's actually 41. And so this bothers her, but there's other reasons why as well that they can't be together. So that has immediate tension. There's an attraction there, but something is, keeping them both apart from that attraction. But they keep running into each other, whatever, or they're forced to be together because they're on the same boat, for example, or the same workplace, something, right? So they see each other often and they start to build a relationship as they get to know each other. And so that's the first tension. The second tension is once you know they like each other is, well, are they going to make love? And how do you continue that tension? And I already said, there's different ways to keep tension there by having some threat, some reason why they can't get together even though they want to. Death would be huge, and then society would be a huge way to do that, which we already covered. And there's many other ways to do it. There's subtle ways to do it, like it can just be that she doesn't want to give it up yet because she wants to reserve herself for marriage and she wants to wait till marriage. And so they have these really hot scenes where they're kissing and stuff, but she's like, no, we gotta wait till marriage. And so there's something keeping them from making love, and that builds tension because you want them to, and they want to and they can't. And so, they're trying to, do other things like, well, let's just go to the movies or something then, or whatever. Another thing could be that they want to be together and make love, but the thing that keeps them apart, the thing that keeps this tension between them, like in What I Did for Love, is that they start to like each other, they want to be together, but they can't because of their past and stuff. I don't want to give book way, but it's a pretty good one. What I Did for Love. Anyway, so once you have that, and then once they do that first thing, like kiss or whatever, it's usually a good idea to, because that's going to change things, right? That first kiss changes things. Either things get better and stronger, but you have to keep the tension there. So if the kiss makes them get closer and things get stronger, how do you keep the tension there? Well, you need something to keep that tension. So if the kiss draws them together even more and they want to be together even more, then you have to make the reason why they can't even stronger. Reinforce it, like, oh, okay, we really can't go further than just this kissing. This is all we're allowed to do. And that will keep the tension there. Or, for example, the dad finds out they kissed and he's like, I told you not to be with my daughter, I'm going to kill you. And so he's like, I'm sorry, and it will never happen again, and something like that. in a Want to Remember, she is constantly trying to not be around him too much because she doesn't want him to fall in love with her because she's dying of cancer, and so she warns him, don't fall for me, and that builds a lot of tension between them because she's you don't know why, but she's constantly no, don't be around me and stuff. Now, there has to come a point where they make love, but that's not the end of the novel. I mean, it could be. You could have it where they make love at the very end of the novel, and so you used all these other mechanisms to cause tension between them. But what I'm really trying to stress, and I think I have, is that romance is about tension. All novels are about conflict and tension. You can also have subplots and stuff, but it has to really focus around the two characters and the tension, them wanting to love each other. So, let's say they make love halfway through the film. What are you going to do for the rest of the film? How do you keep the tension? The novel's over. They love each other. They made love. The end. But no, it's not, because making love changes things. It changes a relationship. It raises the stakes. Let's say they make love, and now she's like, she didn't think she would want to, but now she wants to get married. And he's like, marriage? No way. And now they're like fighting. And, then they still want each other. But they don't, because she's like, well, I can't be with you if you're not going to want to get married and have children. And he's like, I just don't know if I'm ready for that. But they still love each other, and they're still attracted to each other, and they're still drawn to each other. And that causes tension. They want to be together, but it's like they have opposing views of the future, and so they know it can't work. And so they continue to see each other, and they're like, we're not going to make love, and so they're around each other by necessity of the story, and you need to make some reason why they need to be around each other, and they they obviously want to rip each other's clothes off, but at the same time that tension is holding them back. It's keeping them from doing that, and their disagreement about what they want from each other is keeping them from doing that. So that builds a lot of tension for the reader, because you're like, oh God, are they going to work it out? Are they gonna do it again? Is he gonna stop his stupidness and realize that he wants to have children and just get with her? Or will she at least realize that maybe children aren't something that's immediately important, and they'll work this out? So usually after characters make love, there's some reason it changes the relationship for the bad. If it changes the relationship for the good, you're going to have a hard time keeping the reader. You're going to have to think of a really clever way to keep the tension there. Let's say they make love and they're like, ooh, our relationship's so awesome, I love you that much more. Then how are you going to keep the reader's attention? There has to be some sort of conflict. And in Twilight, it's kind of interesting what she did. She had this whole kind of subplot happening, and she should have hinted at it in the beginning, but she didn't. That is, she should have foreshadowed it like the movie did. Anyway, what was the tension? Once he was able to kiss her without killing her, then it's like, well, where's the tension anymore? And I think she realized, wow, I don't really have a story anymore. I've lost the tension here. I need to bring tension back in the story. I need to bring some sort of conflict. I need the reader to be on edge. And he's not, the reader's not going to be on edge if they're just happy and I'm not going to kill you now, and it's getting easier and easier to be around you. Where's the tension? It just kind of started fizzling out. End of the story. But it wasn't the end. So what does she do? She introduces another vampire that wants to kill her, that wants her, and so now there's tension. He wants to fight for her. He wants her. He can, and now two men want her. One wants to kill her. One wants to be with her. And so that keeps the tension going until the end of the book. So that's another thing you do is let's say they make love, and everything is happy, and end of book it seems, but it's not, because one of her best friends moves back into town, and she has coffee with him, and oh my gosh, they hit it off, and now she's torn between the two, and then the other guy finds out, and now she's like, I don't know what I want, and now there's tension all over again. And so there's so many ways to do that. See how much time I have, because I think that's about it. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I pretty much covered what's really important with the romance. If you'd like to know more about specifics, let me know.